Greetings tech and gaming fans, Edgerunners is back with the latest updates you don't want to miss. In today's episode, MSI announces the release date for the RTX 5070 Ti, new reports on RTX 5090 power connector failures, AMD plans pricing adjustments for upcoming GPUs, and motherboard makers are refining GPU release mechanisms, and more. Prepare a cup of your favorite tea, settle in, and let's kick things off. First up, a recent report has documented the first case of power connector melting in a system with the GeForce RTX 5090. The affected graphics card belonged to a user in Germany who provided the adapter, power cable, and power supply unit to the German overclocker Dörbauer for analysis. Using a microscope, Dörbauer examined the damaged components and shared detailed images showing the extent of the melting. The damage was not limited to the connectors and 16-pin power sockets, but also affected some wires in the power cable. He refuted claims that a third-party power cable was responsible, stating that he has used MODI cables multiple times without issues. He also ruled out user error, emphasizing that the card's owner is an experienced PC enthusiast. To determine the cause of the issue, Dörbauer conducted an experiment using a GeForce RTX 5090 with a custom water block. The card was connected to a Corsair AX1600i power supply with a Corsair cable, and a Fermark stress test was performed while monitoring temperatures with a thermal camera. The results showed uneven power distribution across the cable. Some wires carried over 260 watts, while others transmitted less than 30 watts. The power supply connector reached 150 degrees Celsius, and the card's power socket reached 90 degrees Celsius within 20 minutes. Based on these findings, Dörbauer concluded that extended high-load usage could further increase temperatures, leading to potential melting of the power connectors. What could be the reason behind the RTX 5090 power connector melting? Share your thoughts in the comments. AMD has not yet announced the exact release date for the new Ryzen 9950X3D and Ryzen 9900X3D processors, but some retailers have already started listing these chips in their product catalogs. According to Tom's Hardware, product pages for the upcoming flagship CPUs appeared prematurely on the website of major American retailer Newegg. The pages were quickly hidden from the public, but they were spotted by price aggregators like PC Part Picker. The pages listed the prices of the products. The flagship 16-core Ryzen 9950X3D was priced at $699, while the slightly less powerful 12-core Ryzen 900X3D was listed at $599. These are the same recommended prices as their direct predecessors from the previous generation based on the Zen 4 architecture. For comparison, the recommended price of the Ryzen 9 800X3D is $479, which is $30 higher than the price of the Ryzen 7 800X3D. However, the popularity of the Ryzen 9 800X3D is so high that it is almost impossible to purchase at the MSRP. In January, NVIDIA released the GeForce Game Ready 572.16 driver, which introduced support for smooth motion technology for GeForce RTX 50 series graphics cards. This AI-powered frame generator operates at the driver level, inserting an additional frame between two rendered frames to improve perceived frame rate. Smooth motion works in all games, even those that do not natively support DLSS. Digital Foundry conducted an evaluation of this new technology, noting that while the image quality is lower than when using DLSS 4, the frame rate indeed improves. In the mystical action game Control, the frame rate nearly doubled, providing a smoother gaming experience. While input lag remained acceptable for a less dynamic game, there was a noticeable shadow flickering issue that could potentially be addressed in future updates. Overall, smooth motion shows promise, especially for older games that lack DLSS support. By enhancing frame rates and making images smoother, it could become a valuable tool for gamers looking to improve their experience in titles that don't support the latest AI-driven technologies. What do you think about smooth motion technology? Share your thoughts in the comments. The first reports of the Ryzen 9 800X3D processor catching fire surfaced several months ago. Initially, a user from the US shared their experience, and shortly after, another user from South Korea encountered the same issue. Now a new case has emerged. A Reddit user recently shared their experience of a Ryzen 9 800X3D processor catching fire. The user had just built a new gaming PC with the processor and an ASRock Nova X870E motherboard. The system worked fine for the first few weeks. However, after 20 days, the PC suddenly shut down while watching a TV show. It was discovered that the cause of the issue was the processor catching fire. The user posted photos showing the damaged processor and a burned motherboard socket. The processor was used without overclocking, and the motherboard BIOS was updated to the latest version available at the time. Despite these precautions, the system failed. This marks the third reported case of a Ryzen 9 800X3D catching fire. However, it's not yet considered a widespread issue, as the processor remains a top seller in stores worldwide, with sales reaching tens of thousands of units. According to analyst Harukaze, AMD is planning an aggressive pricing strategy for its next-generation GPUs. The Radeon RX 9070 is expected to compete with the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 and RTX 5070 Ti, while also replacing the Radeon RX 7800 XT, which is reportedly being discontinued. If these reports are accurate, the Radeon RX 9070 could launch at a price of around $499, similar to the RX 7800 XT. This move may influence the market, particularly if AMD delivers improved performance and efficiency. Does AMD need to improve ray tracing to stay competitive? Share your thoughts in the comments. Motherboard manufacturers continue to develop mechanisms for easier GPU removal. Not all innovations have been successful. Asus recently introduced the PCI Slot Q Release Slim, which had a design flaw that could potentially damage the PCI interface on graphics cards. However, this has not stopped vendors from exploring new release mechanisms. Colorful, a major Chinese hardware manufacturer, has begun teasing its upcoming AMD X870 motherboards, which feature a new GPU release mechanism. Based on the teaser image, these boards will include a dedicated switch positioned away from the PCI X16 slot. This switch is designed to unlock the slot, allowing users to remove the GPU more easily. Unlike Asus's Q-Release Slim, which required a specific removal method, Colorful's approach appears to be more user-friendly and safer for the hardware. The AMD Ryzen 11950X processor is expected to feature 24 Zen 6 cores, according to Moore's Law is dead. This new series of chips, including the Medusa Point, Medusa Ridge, and Medusa Halo, will see a significant performance boost compared to current solutions. An insider revealed that these new chips will have a 12-core CCD cluster, built on the Zen 6 cores using TSMC's latest 2nm N2 technology. As a result, the flagship desktop processor, which is tentatively called the Ryzen 11950X, will increase its core count from 16 to 24. It's still unclear whether the same leap will be made in AMD's mobile solutions. It's worth noting that the name Ryzen 11950X has not been officially confirmed yet. AMD may decide to alter the branding of its new processors, much like Intel did with its own lineups. Additionally, the new processors are expected to feature powerful integrated UDNA graphics, which are designed to offer performance comparable to modern discrete GPUs. This move is seen as AMD's response to Intel's integration of Xe2 graphics in their processors. A French retailer, Top-A-Chat, accidentally listed the GeForce RTX 5070 Ti with a release date of February 20th, 2025. This date has now been confirmed by MSI, one of NVIDIA's key partners. The French division of MSI launched a countdown timer on its website marking the card's release. WCCF was among the first to report this. At the time of writing, less than 10 days remained until launch. Global sales of the RTX 5070 Ti are scheduled to begin on February 20th. There is no mention of the GeForce RTX 5070, suggesting it may be released later. According to video cards, the RTX 5070 is expected to launch on February 27th, based on a similar gap between the RTX 5090 and RTX 5080 releases. On February 8th, NVIDIA made its new neural texture compression technology available to the public. The first demonstration of NTC in a specialized working environment appeared online, with journalists from Tom's Hardware among the first to report on it. The technology was tested in two different modes. In Quad HD resolution, the neural texture compression transcoded to BCN mode reduced texture size by 64%, bringing the test scene's memory usage down from 272 megabytes to 98 megabytes. In the more aggressive NTC inference on sample mode, the technology achieved an even more significant reduction, compressing texture size by 95.8%. The final VRAM usage in this scenario was only 11.37 megabytes. However, the trade-off for this compression was a performance drop, with the average frame rate decreasing by 5 to 45% depending on the mode and resolution used. While neural texture compression offers substantial memory savings, further optimization may be necessary to minimize its impact on real-time rendering performance. Thanks for watching our latest gaming and tech roundup. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest updates. Is texture compression worth it if it reduces performance? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.